I was still wearing my company badge when I found my son collapsed at the front door, face pale, breathing shallow, fingers curled like he had tried to protect himself. And there he was, my brother. No, the man I used to call my brother, leaning against the hallway wall with a lazy shrug. Just disciplined him, he said, like he was talking about dusting furniture. My parents stepped out from the living room. Their expressions were carved from stone. He deserved it, my mother said. My father didn't even look at my son, just at me, as if challenging me to object. My hands trembled, but not with panic, with calculation. I called emergency services. When the medic arrived, he knelt by my son, then looked up at my brother, and froze. "Ma'am, is that really your brother?" he whispered, voice thin. Because, actually, he stopped himself, but his face told me enough. Something was wrong with who my brother really was, and that was the moment everything snapped into alignment. I used to worship that man. We were only 2 years apart. He was the golden one, the one my parents adored. I learned early that my job was to admire him. He played the role well, protector, mentor, the one who always knew best. He held my shoulders when I cried, told me the world was cruel but family wasn't. I believed him. I believed all of them. But a mask only lasts as long as you don't look too closely. It began with my son. Small bruises he tried to hide, short flinches when someone knocked at the door. He wouldn't stay alone with my brother, not even for a minute. "Did something happen?" I asked. He always shook his head too quickly. Kids think silence keeps peace. Then I saw it. My son stepping aside when my brother approached. No child steps aside like that unless fear has taught them choreography. I installed cameras, secret ones, and that's when love died in me. The footage showed him entering my home when I wasn't there, talking to my son in a tone I didn't recognize, a tone meant to break, not teach. Then the first slap, the second, the third, measured, practiced, enjoyed. I stared at the screen as if watching a stranger performing in my house, under my family name. When I confronted my parents with the evidence, they didn't even blink. "He's just toughening the boy," my father said. "This is how we raised you," my mother added. And that was the moment I realized I had been raised by monsters, and I had mistaken the darkness for warmth. I didn't scream, didn't argue. Emotion is a waste when dealing with predators. I simply began to plan. My brother was the center of their world, their pride, their identity. So I targeted the one thing they never expected me to, the truth about him. I dug. And the medic's hesitation that night? It confirmed what I already suspected. First move, I had the medic document everything. Injuries, patterns, timestamps. Second move, I took my son to a child psychologist, building a professional trail. Third move, I contacted a social worker I trusted, filing a quiet report. But the fourth move, that one was mine alone. I searched for my brother's real birth certificate. Because the story never added up. His age, his adoption rumors, the missing year in the family albums. When I finally accessed the old hospital records, the truth was surgical and cruel. My parents had lost their first child at birth. Instead of accepting it, they replaced him with a child from another family. An illegal switch, a stolen identity. He wasn't their son, and he wasn't my brother. He had been living under a name that wasn't his, protected by parents who were too ashamed to admit what they'd done. A stolen son with a stolen sense of entitlement. When the police arrived, summoned quietly by the social worker, my brother laughed. "You think anyone will touch me?" he said. I handed the officers the documents I'd collected. Hospital files, signatures, DNA proof. His face changed. Not instantly, but slowly, like realizing the floor beneath him wasn't floor at all. "You're not who you think you are," I told him, voice steady, "and you're sure as hell not family." My parents lunged for the papers. Too late. The officers read everything. And the medic who had hesitated earlier, he stepped forward, confirming the identity discrepancies. My brother, no, the man who had pretended to be, was arrested for assault. My parents were taken for questioning regarding the illegal identity switch. Their empire of lies collapsed in one night. All I did was nudge the first domino. My son sleeps peacefully now. No flinches, no shadows. The house feels strange without their voices. Strange, but clean. People say revenge is fire. They're wrong. Revenge is surgical, cold, precise. A final incision that removes the rot so the rest can heal. And as I watch my son breathe safely beside me, I realize I didn't lose a brother. I discovered I never had one. And I am finally free.